I am currently more than frustrated because I have been sitting here reading for the last hour of my life. It is currently December 27th, 12:46 a.m. And I've been sitting here reading and I have been messing up. My video has been getting corrupted. I'm going to show you guys. There is two corrupted videos here on my laptop. Dead spot, dead spot, dead spot. That is me reading for the last 3 times. I'm going to read with a smile on my face. Okay? 10 minutes. Here we go. I'm using the clock on the video. Habits are all about associations. These associations determine whether we predict a habit to be worth repeating or not. Were covered in our discussion of the first law. Your brain is continually absorbing information and noticing cues in the environment. Every time you perceive a cue, your brain runs a simulation and makes a prediction about what to do in the next moment. Cue. You notice that the stove is hot. Prediction. If I touch it, I'll get burned, so I should avoid touching it. Cue. You see that the traffic light turned green. Prediction. If I step on the gas, I'll make it safely though. Makes it safely through the intersection of and get closer to my destination. So I should step on the gas. You see your cue categorized is it based on past experience and determine the approximate response. This all happens an instant, but it plays a crucial role in your habits because every action is preceded by a prediction. Life feels reactive, but it's actually predictive. All day long, you are making your best guess of how to act given what you've just seen and what has worked. For you in the past, you are endlessly predicting what will happen in the next moment. Our behavior is heavily dependent on these predictions. Put in other way, our behavior is heavily dependent on how we interpret the events that happen to us, not necessarily the objective reality of the events themselves. Two people can look at the same cigarette, and one feels the urge to smoke while the other is repulsed with the smell. The same cue can spark a good habit or a bad habit depending on your prediction. The cause of your habits is actually the prediction that precedes them. These predictions lead to feelings, which is how we typically describe our craving, a feeling, a desire, and urge. Feelings and emotions transform the cues we perceive, and the predictions we make into a signal that we can apply. They help explain what we are currently sensing. For instance, whether or not you realize it, you are noticing how warm or cold you feel right now. If the temperature drops by the 1 degree, you probably won't do anything. If the temperature drops by 10 degrees, however, you'll feel cold and put on another layer of clothing. Feeling cold was a signal that prompted you to act. You have been sensing the cues the entire time, but it is only when you predict that you will be better off in a different state that you take action. A craving is the sense that something is missing. It is the desire to change your internal state when the temperature falls. There is a gap between what your body is currently sensing and what it wants to be sensing. The gap between your current state and your desired state provides a reason to act. Desire is the difference between when you are now and where you want to be in the future. The tiniest action is tinged with the motivation to feel differently than you do in the moment. When you binge eat or light up or browse social media, what you really want is not a potato chip or a cigarette or a bunch of likes. What you really want is to feel different. Our feelings and emotions tell us whether to hold steady in our current state or to make a change. They help us decide the best course of action. Neurologists have discovered that when emotions and feelings are impaired, we actually lose the ability to make decisions. We have no signal of what to pursue and what to avoid. As the neuroscientist Antonio Damasio explains, it is emotion that allows you to mark things as good, bad, or indifferent. To summarize, the specific cravings you feel and habits you perform are really an attempt to address your fundamental underlying motives. Whenever a habit successfully addresses a motive, you develop a craving to do it again In time, you learn to predict that checking social media will help you feel loved, or that watching YouTube will allow you to forget your fears. Habits are attractive when we associate them with positive feelings, and we can use this insight to our advantage rather than to our detriment. How to reprogram your brain to enjoy hard habits. You can make hard habits more attractive if you can learn to associate them with the positive experience. Sometimes all you need is a slight mindset shift. For instance, we often talk about everything we have to do in a given day. You have to wake up early for work. You have to make another sales call for your business. You have to cook dinner for your family. Now, imagine changing just one word. You don't have to. You get to. You get to wake up early for work. You get to make another sales call for your business. You get to cook dinner with your family. By simply changing a word, you shift the way you view each event. You transition from seeing these behaviors as burdens and turn them into opportunities. The key point is that both conversations of reality are true. You have to do those things, and you also get to do them. We can find evidence for whatever mindset we chose. I once heard a story about a man who used a wheelchair. When asked if it was difficult being confined, he responded, "I'm not confined to my wheelchair. I am liberated by it. If it wasn't for my wheelchair, I am my bad guys, it's late. Wheelchair, I would be bedbound and never able to leave my house." This shift in perspective completely transformed how he lived each day. Reframing your habits to highlight their benefits rather than their drawbacks is a fast and lightweight way to reprogram your mind and make a habit seem more attractive. Exercise. Many people associate exercise with being a challenging task that drains energy and wears you down. You can just as easily view it as a way to develop skills and build you up. Instead of telling yourself, "I need to go run in the morning," say, "It's time to build endurance and get fast." Finance. Saving money is often associated with sacrifice. However, you can associate it with freedom rather than limitation if you realize one simple truth. Living below your current means increases your future means. The money you save this month increases your purchasing power next month. Meditation. Anyone who has tried meditation for more than 3 seconds knows how frustrating it can be when the next distraction inevitably pops up into your mind. You can transform frustration into delight when you realize that each interruption gives you a chance to practice returning to your breath. Distraction is a good thing because you need distractions to practice meditation. My video cut. I think I have 2 minutes left. Pre-game jitters. Many people feel anxious before delivering a big presentation or competing in an important event. They exercise quicker breathing, a faster heart rate, heightened arousal if we interpret these feelings negatively. Then we feel threatened and tense up if we interpret these feelings positively. When we can respond with fluidity and grace, you can reframe, "I am nervous too, I am excited, and I'm getting an adrenaline rush to help me concentrate." These little mind shifts aren't magic, but they can help change the feelings you associate with particular habits or a situation. If you want to take a step further, you can create a motivational ritual to simply practice associating habits with something you enjoy. Then you can use the cue whenever you need to a bit of motivation. For instance, if you always play the same song before having sex, then you'll begin to link the music and the act. Whenever you want to get in the mood, just press play. Ed Lattimore, a boxer and writer from the Pittsburgh, benefited from a similar strategy without knowing it. Odd realization. He wrote, "My focus and concentration goes up just by putting my headphones on. While writing, I don't even have to play any music." Without realizing it, he was conditioning himself. In the beginning, he put his headphones on, played some music he enjoyed, and did focus work. After doing it 10, 20 times, putting his headphones on became a cue that he automatically associated with increased focus. The craving followed naturally. Athletes use similar strategies to get themselves in the mindset to perform. During my baseball career, I developed a specific ritual of stretching and throwing before each game. The whole sequence took about 10 minutes, and I did it to the same way every single time. Wow. That is about it. That has been 10 minutes of reading. I am reading to better myself at speaking. I have read for the last hour, and yes, the previous chapters again was about surrounding yourself with the right people to build better habits, okay? I'm freaking tired, but I just knew I had to get this out and get it up. Bye.